right. What's going on, everyone? What's going on? All right.
Uh,
Now, I'd like to introduce you to a very special guest today. We got my boy Jay. What's going on? I'm glad you could take some time out, sit with me, and
man,
go over some things, man.
anytime. I appreciate you having me. I owe you a lot. But you take chances and sometimes they pay off. But what
Yes,
can I
indeed.
help you
Yes,
with today?
indeed. Right, right. So today we're gonna just go over a few things about our journey, right? We're gonna go to how we met, to how I was able to impact you in any way possible, whether good or bad. And then we're gonna just give the people some insight on the whole progress of financial literacy in or getting into trucking, if that's their idea, if that's something they want to do. But the whole thing is basically we're gonna go through a little journey of how we went from minimal financial literacy to the impact it has once you gain it, and then the leverage it gives you once it's obtained.
Oh yeah. We've taken quite a journey. Uh, geez. Yeah, I've known Daryl for years, but just in what I would say casual sense. Through random conversations, he told me about his business ownership consultant. At the time, I'm a 15-year bacon veteran. Wanted to stab out for myself, get something rolling, do my own business. Opportunity came across where I got my hands on an 18-wheeler, cashed out for it, and I tried to get up and running. Some things fell through. As if you're familiar with trucking, a couple of maintenance issues on the truck we cashed out on. So I was literally stuck in the mud. And a common conversation told me about ownership, put me on, told me he can help me with financing. Now, it was a friend's trip, so we kind of had a couple in us. So you think your boy was just shooting the fluff? Got home, gave him a phone call, changed my life. He told me that it's intricacies of credit. Well, to put it plain, what you don't know will kill you. So
Absolutely.
the thing I didn't know is how to leverage my credit. Now, I'm from the old school, so again, I cashed out on the truck. That's how I was raised. If you can't afford something where I'm from, you make payments on it. But that's a archaic way of thinking about it, and you can only save but so much. Now,
Absolutely.
either all business is scaling, and to scale anything, you need money. So he taught me how to get somebody else's influx until I could get it rolling, and then I could pay him back with the money I made. So it's nothing out of pocket. So it sounds almost unrealistic until your man puts you on to how to get 4 Amexes in one day with one credit inquiry. They're only hitting one repository. Your other joints is totally clear. I thought if you apply for credit, it'd hit all three. It's just the things you sit down and you got to tell him what you want to do, and he pretty much gives you a blueprint on how to get there.
Yeah.
It's invaluable. Like right now, I have access at 100,000, maybe 250,000 with my multiple lines. Not only do I have 4 Amexes rolling, I got Chase Inc. These are all business that have nothing to do with me. I mean, this is all part of my under my LLC of my trucking company, so I'm insulated in that way. It's just if you're trying to do something more than what you're doing now, you need the help of other people, and Daryl was it for me. I don't know how much more to put it. And again, I make pretty decent cash with the bank, but after a while, if you're in any position, you have to try for yourself, and it gives you insulation where you can use OPM, other people's money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's go. You said something interesting, right? And I want the people to understand the importance of what you said. Um, you said, oh, from your lines of business credit, you have over $100,000. Now,
Oh yeah,
compare that,
easy. That's
compare
probably
that
two
to
cards.
now. That's easy. That's even better. So now compare that to how long it would have taken you to get that from the banking job. How long would it
Oh,
take you to get access to that kind of money?
I got monthly bills. That's why I said just starting out the conversation, it's just an archaic way of thinking. But you know, from our era, I'm a 79er, turned 43 this year. From our era, you thought if you didn't owe anybody, that was a good thing. But nah, it's a difference between bad bad debt and good debt. You
Yes.
get good debt, good assets that produce income, but it's a debt nonetheless. Know what I mean, you have to use debt to get to where you want. Because, like you were just stating, I could have never accumulated enough money to get me up and running on my own. I would still be chasing that carrot of stashing this away and stashing that away, and that's a good practice, and it's a good practice that I have the wherewithal to live within my means.
Yeah.
So
That's key. That's
when I
key.
use credit, I'm not overextending myself because I'm only using credit for things that make money. It's the whole blueprint you showed me. Like, hey, you don't have to use your money sleep. You can use this money, and when they pay you, it's what you think can happen. It can really
Right.
happen. You just need the knowledge that brothers like you put you onto. I mean, and it
Right.
all started from a random conversation. I mean, and
Yeah. Cause when I come across a lot of clients or even friends and family, and I
yeah,
consider you family, um,
definitely.
where you when you had these conversations, because it was shocking to me when I was learning it, because just like you, I used my credit to I started my LLC, EIN, got my business address, phone number. So I got structurally set. Then I applied for credit cards. So now at the time, I didn't get my Amex at the time because there was a hiccup between, and I want you guys to know whenever filling out for credit card applications, everything has to be the same across the board. Whatever information that is on your paperwork, like I said, the Secretary of State for your business, your EIN, and the application, all three of those avenues need to line up.
Yeah,
If they don't, that's when you start to get the manual overrides, and then they want to start pinning through the application and looking through it and calling you and everything. So you want the process to be as streamless as possible. So now where I messed up at was on my Amex application, I had my home address, but then when they called me for verification, I'm
uh,
giving them my business address. So I'm
that's
I'm
the
all
best.
over the place.
I learned from your mistakes. You told me not to do that off the bat. Like, yo,
Yeah.
sleep. Don't have your home address as the address for your business, because that's a flag.
Yeah, absolutely. So not mind you, this is in the beginning. However, fast forward, I was able to get 16,000 from Bank of America, Alaskan Airlines. Chase gave me 11,000, and I believe PNC gave me 4,500. Uh, I got denied for Amex, and I think I got denied for, I believe that was Capital One at the time. So, you take what you can get at the time. I'm sitting here like, oh, that's 30,000 plus in a slapper. I don't care about all the other cards. I'm
Mhm.
fine. Because prior to that, I had a personal card with Bank of America, and it was a $7,000 limit. So you telling me one card 16, another one 11. I'm like, wait a minute, this is what I'm talking about. So I use my Chase Ink card as my down payment on my truck. So fast forward that story, as I start to learn more and more about structuring and how you apply for cards and what bureau pulls from each bank, I was able to stack even more money. And then that's when I found out and came across the fact where once you get an Amex card, if you're not already a part of their ecosystem, it'll be one inquiry, and then every card thereafter, you're good. It's a clean swipe.
That's how
So
you told me to get. I got my four at one time. They all
so
came in the
I
same
learned
day.
that. I learned that a year later. Mind you, I'm already up and running. And then once I started getting the real source about everything, I learned
Yeah,
that. And
that's free story right there.
I was able to obtain business, Amex Business Platinum, Business Gold, and both Amex Blues, Business Plus and Business
Business
Cash.
cash. I got that business cash as well.
So, and I learned that and was like, wait a minute, it can't be this easy. Then as other things started coming on, was like, whenever you apply for a credit card, you never apply for just one credit card. You apply for that card that pulls from Experian, you apply for that card that pulls from Equifax, and then TransUnion. You do all three of those. Now, mind you, that'd be anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000 off those 3 cards, and it'd be one inquiry across the board. Now, whoever may be watching this, I ask you, if you could just
Joe.
take 30 minutes out of your time and you can get anywhere from 25 to 50,000 amongst 3 different cards, what would you do with that?
Yeah,
See,
this is not for the shiftless. Like what you gotta understand is the power you're giving people is what I'm saying is power, but you gotta be able or ready to use it. I mean,
yes,
you give the funding. If you have a plan, he's your man. I mean, if you don't have a plan, get a plan and then get with my man.
yeah,
But
because I
once
like,
you have a plan, he can get you the money to make your plan a reality. I've seen it happen for myself. I can't
so
imagine it not happen for anybody else because it was as easy as he talked. Like 30 minutes. I sat during my lunch break and did it, and my man walked me through it. It's the thing that makes you different, D, is the accessibility. When I hit you,
yes.
you back.
So now, don't get it twisted. Remember, I said this is family. So that that's a part of the
Oh, okay. I'm
accessibility.
sorry.
That's a part of the accessibility. But I'm not going to lie to you. Once you join the program and you're a part of the community of owners, the accessibility will be there, and then you'll also be in a private Facebook group where there'll be like-minded individuals like Jay, like myself, that have walked that path and can make things way more smoother for you. And so think about what we just said. I started off with $30,000, and then a year later, I was able to obtain 100,000. So it's really, I know those numbers sound farce, but believe me, guys, once your credit is structured and in position, they throw money at you. They throw it at you. And
what you got to remember is bank's job is to give away money.
yes, because they want to make money off the money they gave you. That's the only way they make money, because that's why interest rates is the talk of the town now. Interest rates are raised, because that's how these institutions make their money. And once you put yourself in position to get said money, they want to eat off you. But when you join this family, we learn how to get this money, invest that money into assets that produce income to pay them back quickly. We're not going to just take this money and just give them the bare minimums. We're taking this money with the 0% APR from 9 months to 15 months, and we're going to take this, we're going to get a truck. We're going to get a trailer. So now,
dime back. And not to interject, as soon as you pay them, they try to give you more money than you took them last time.
And that's the key part to this conversation, where people need to understand, where they may listen to this rap music and they remember Plies run off with the plug twice, and you deal with all these drug dealers, want to rob the plug back. No, you want to build credit within building credit. And that means once you get this money, that starts the relationship. Once you pay back the money that's used, that strengthens the relationship. So now you already know. That's just like a friend or family when they fall on hard times and they say, "Can I borrow $100? I give it back to you." Now, the said person gives you that money back in the time they said they're gonna give it back to you. What would you say after that? They good on your line. They can borrow from you because they good for it. That's the same way.
200, 500.
Right. Anytime they come to you, you're going to say to yourself, the last time they asked me for money, they gave it back, and they gave it back in the time they said they would. So now, that's the same thing. They gave it
back early.
Oh, that's extra points. That's extra points, because you didn't have to call them, ask them for it. You didn't have to worry about those awkward meetings where y'all around each other and it seems weird because they know you owe you money. No, you pay that money back, and you pay it back in a timely manner. Now, the next time you go back in, okay, just like Jay said, we use this money to get our fleets up and running, get a truck. We use the next round of funding to get our trailers. So now we own our trailers outright, own our truck outright. Money's coming in. We use the money we can make, because in this trucking business, it's guaranteed 6 figures or better. Guaranteed multiple 6 figures, I should say, in this trucking industry. Easy, right?
Easy.
So now you saying, okay, it's time for me to expand, and I want to get me another truck. Or I just say I want to get me another trailer, and so I can just rent it out, which would be another stream of income. So this is why the rich get richer, the poor stay where they at, because once you're getting money, you always find ways to get more money. So now we're making income off the truck, And now we buy another trailer and we have that rented out. So now when we go to the bank and we looking for financing, they know we got a strong relationship history. They're going to say, hey, what you need? Hey, I need 25,000. Oh, hey, here, take 40. We know you good for it. Now they done gave you more than you asked for. This is some of the pros of doing so. But like Jay said, before you even ask for money or even apply for money, there's a thing called reverse engineering. You need to see where you want to be, the end result, and work your way back. Because you don't want to never be in a position where you're sitting on $150,000, $200,000 worth of credit and lines of credit and don't have nothing to do with it. You want to be, the only thing you should be waiting on is the money. The plan should already be in place. What you want to do, how you want to do it should be in place. Yeah. And all you need is the money. And with good credit, the money is a click away.
It's insane how easy it is to get bread. You gotta have something to do with it.
And here's another play I'm gonna give both of you guys, right? I might have vaguely spoke about it with Jay, but I'm gonna tell you guys why we're here. And there's a thing where you hear us talking about building a relationship. There's also a thing called financial polygamy. I know you guys may be familiar with it when it comes to the male-female dynamic where there's one man and multiple wives, or even vice versa. It's one woman and multiple husbands. Either way you like to swing it. You can do this in the banking institutions. You have a relationship with Chase, you have a relationship with Navy Fed, Bank of America, any credit union you around. You want to build relationships with all of the banks. So the play we have is once your credit is structured and clean and you ready for funding, we take one weekend where you pick 4 banks. You go, you open up business checking accounts with all of those banks. And while you open up these business checking accounts, the banker is going to ask you, would you like to apply for a business credit card? You're gonna act coy because you know you got good credit and you was just waiting for them to say it. You're gonna be saying, oh, could I? I didn't know I could. You're gonna say, sure, why not? And you're going to deposit $50 in a checking and a savings business account. But then you're also going to apply for that business credit card. Banks like Truist, US Bank, Key Bank, they also would give you a line of credit with that same inquiry. But I'm gonna go deeper into that when you get into the mentorship. I'm gonna just keep it real plain with you guys.
Right there.
Right. Sure. I'm gonna finish the playoff. I'm gonna finish the playoff, but I'm not gonna go too deep into it.
You know, Truist, the new kid on the block trying to give away that bread. They
are looking to give away that money because they're the new kid on the block. When they did the merger, when they did that merger, everybody's not too familiar with them. Yes, absolutely. So now for them, they're throwing out bait. They like, yo, listen, in order to do business with us, we'll do something for you. And here we're going to give you large lines of credit for doing business with us. So that's what you want to do. You want to go to this bank, set up this bank account, and then apply for a business credit card. And then we're going to do that with 3 other banks in the same weekend. Mind you, your homework will be which bank pulls from what bureau, because you don't want to compound on one bureau. You want to spread it across. So those 3,
you don't know with that one. I had no idea. I thought
right, and these are things that you just really can't find on Google. You might find on the YouTube because there's a lot of other gurus out there that's preaching this. But then at the same time, you don't know what to look for if you don't know what to look for. So with that being said,
talk all day about stuff you taught me. We're gonna get to net 30s, or we're gonna get to points.
And all of that is fine, right? When it comes to that, so let me finish this point because I know they're hanging, right? So we're going to do, once you find out what banks pull from what bureau, those are the banks you're going to open up business and savings checking accounts and apply for a business checking credit card at the same time. So that'd be 3 banks in a day. Now we're talking anywhere from $25,000 to $75,000 off those 3 banks to fund your business or leverage it out to scale it. So that's one jewel I'm gonna hit y'all with. But back to what you were saying with that. it's the information that we need to lock in with, right? We need that, and we need to help each other do this, because now once we find the information and we execute it, we could put our family on, and then we put our closest friends on, where now we all have bargaining power and buying power among the collective.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's very important.
Like Voltron.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. So that's a little juice we have for y'all. Hope you guys are taking notes with that.
Free jewelry. You gave him a lot here.
Right. And it's because of the relationship you and I got. It seems like, we just going over the plays we would normally go over when we talking about it. But now we have a little audience that hopefully take care of some of these Jews or join the program to get some of these Jews. So question, why having good credit is so effective for you?
Good credit is invaluable. For the mere fact you can only go so far alone. Like I can't remember how the adage goes. If you want to go far, you go alone. If you want to go farther, faster, you go together. Yes. Having good credit is your partner in crime, proverbially speaking. I mean, if you got the idea and the structure, your good credit is your funding. That's your partner. That's going to get you the bread. Like we were speaking previously, as long as you get him that bread back in a timely fashion, he'll always have more bread for you. And that's just how it works. And it sounds simple, but it really is. Like you just got to pay it back and be responsible with it. Good credit is not hard. Like I remember I bumped into another friend of mine's, and we're on a trip. I do a lot of leisure. And I've never been shy about action and admiration for my cohort. So I got a homeboy, big crib, nice cars, got 2 kids in college, and he's on vacation with me. Yo, what the fuck? Know what I mean? We got into the conversation of credit. He said his credit was the 830. I work for a bank. I've worked in banking for 50 years. I do non-performing loans, retention. I look at credit reports all day. I had never seen a credit report that said 830. So I called him a liar and bet $100. I lost that bet. I asked him, how did he get an 830 credit score? I thought it was some type of scam to it. Maybe you know somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
He told me he paid his bills on time forever. You know what I mean?
That's bottom line.
Yeah, there's no secret to it.
And I want you guys to understand the importance of what he's saying. The score is cute, right? Because also being in the field, Diane, I've seen people with 800 scores get denied or get low amounts when getting approved. I've seen people get approved.
Yeah, it's the types of credit you have.
Right. It's the profile. It's all in the profile. Yeah. Your payment history is 35% of your score. So that's one of the most important things, right?
You want to give away a lot of jewelry on this one, bro.
Right. So that's the most important thing you're going to need to do, right? Secondly, moving down, the second thing will be derogatory and negative accounts. But what a lot of people don't understand and realize, even though the percentile is not as high as the payment history, the mix of accounts, because you can have just credit cards, or you could just have mortgage, or you could just have student loans. They want to see a mixture of accounts.
All types.
So you want to see your installment loans, car loans, mortgage, student loans, personal loans. They want to see that. They want to see a variety of all of those, but they want to see how you can handle these different banking products and see if you're responsible, which ties into the payment history. So you telling me I got an auto loan, student loans, personal loan, and credit cards, and I'm paying all of these on time? You seem real responsible in the banker's eyes. Inquiry is not so much big of a deal. Utilization, they all play a part, but I want everybody looking at this to understand.
Take the inquiries off too.
Right. We all of that's going to get in the sauce. All of that's in there. All of that's a part of the play. But I want everybody to be mindful of payment history. Use auto pay whenever available. because
whenever available. I used
that
to think
is
that shit
key.
was my enemy. I don't want nobody taking my money automatically. But my nigga, you'll never miss a payment.
Right.
It's taking the minimum payment, and you should keep auto pay on and still make it a habit of paying your bills every month. Auto
That's
pay
it.
is the minimum you should pay. But you know
That's
what?
just
With that auto pay, you'll never miss a payment.
you'll never miss a payment, and it builds a relationship of responsibility.
Yeah.
So whether you might have forgot about it and the auto pay took it for you, you really forgot about it, at least you know the auto pay took care of you. And in the banker's eyes, that is responsible.
Super responsible. Imagine
Now,
7-year credit card, you ain't never missed nothing.
right. So and that's also ideal because they want to see you have 100% payment history. They tell you utilization should be under 30%. That's like having a 65 on a graded test. I know a lot of people say, oh, I heard this, I heard. Yes, they want you to barely pass. But what's going to get you the large limits and the most respect is having your utilization preferably under 10%. You want it between 5 and 9% total utilization. Now, if you want to have certain cards or under 30%, cool. But you want your, I'm trying to be cool and lenient and say some of the things could be under 30. You want your total between 5 and 9. But to be ideal with you, if you want these $50,000 limits and everything like that, you want to have every card you own at 5 to 9%.
But
I even know some people say all 0 except 1, but there's levels to this. So I'm trying to walk you guys up the ladder. I'm trying to get you up the ladder. So make sure you start off at under 30. Once you got everything under 30, your next goal should be under 10. Then your next goal, the ultimate goal, will be all 0 except 1. And that one card, you want to leave it between 0 and 9%. Okay. Then moving on from that, no derogatories. Age, your age. A lot of you guys may have student loans, or I might have had credit cards that was secured cards. And if you have secured cards as your first card, that may be your oldest card. Do not close that card. Do not, because it has your age. It has the longest tenure card. What you should do is call the bank and ask them to upgrade it to an unsecured card. I don't care if it's $500, $350. It has age. You want your age at 5 to 6 years or better. This will put you in prime real estate for funding and high limits of funding. Inquiries, some people say no more than 4. I would say no more than 3. 2 inquiries across the board will be ideal, but try to make sure it's at the max, no more than 4. I personally don't want them no more than 3 because it looks like you're fishing for money and you're just all over the place. But working with me in the program I'm at, we'll get those off and we can start from a clean slate of 0. It's already apparent that you need to have 0 derogatories. No derogatories should be on your account. If you have any, then that lets you know we need to have some work done on your profile. And now, what's another key thing with that? See, we have 10 minutes. We been going so long. We almost over our time limit. So moving forward, because I think we gave them a lot of jewels, right? So I would like to say, if anyone's on the fence of joining the program or working alongside me, what would you say to them?
I mean, we got a personal relationship, but away from that, you're just a good dude. You're easy to talk to and you're honest. That's what you need in this business if you're trying
to.
Circling back to my earlier statements, if you're on the fence, the only reason you should be on the fence with working with Light is you don't know what you want to do. If you know what you want to do and your problem is you don't have the financing or the knowledge to get to the money, he's your guy. So if you're on the fence, get your package straight and get off the fence and get to this money, because light can get you to the bread. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, so if someone was looking to get some banking information or even want to apply for a trucking job for you, be a driver for you or a mechanic or anything like that, how can they reach out to you and get in contact with you?
Oh, well, the company's listed as my man Daryl instructed me to, of course, never using your home address. But you can find me on Facebook, Jaffrey Royal Transport, and we even have a website, jaffreyroyaltransport.com. We are doing small loads right now. We have a contract going with our 2 trucks on the road, and I'm looking at a third. And we also have 2 trailers. Uh, we're hubbed out of Greensboro, North Carolina, but we service the whole Eastern Seaboard. Feel free to hit me up.
Good stuff, good stuff. And as you know, I am Daryl Howard. You can reach me at _another_lane on Instagram, Daryl Howard on Facebook, Ownership Consultant on YouTube. We are a financial transportation program where we'll teach you how to structure your credit, structure your business, fix your credit, and get in position for funding where you can get into the trucking game. And driving trucks or owning trucks is not the only avenue in this trucking game. You have dispatching, you have freight brokering. There's a lot of avenues. You could just get the truck and trailer and go to companies like Ryder and just rent the whole set out. It's called co-op program. But once again, I'm giving you guys jewels that's in the program. But there's avenues, there's many. One of the biggest companies in this transportation industry, like C.H. Robinson, they don't own equipment. So there's always many avenues in this trucking game, and not only trucking. We teach you the fundamentals of getting your credit right and structuring it right to get funded to finance your lifestyle. So whether it's trucking, logistics, whatever it may be, starts with good credit and good framework. And in closing, if you want to know more, tap in. Jay, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you as always.
No problem. Anytime. I appreciate all your help and knowledge. If you're on the fence, get off the fence and get in the truck. Remember, anything that touches your hand, touch the truck first. And if you just need the knowledge and financing, the knowledge and financing is there too. Much thanks.
Peace, much love. Enjoy.
Already.